Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to our YouTube channel and welcome to this video. This is part 8 of our video tutorial series on how we can create an e-commerce website using React.js. So from the previous tutorial, we have laid the foundation for our context API, where we could push information or push an item to our cart or push our item into our data layer. And of course, after pushing that item or data to our data layer, then we could pull that data. Perhaps we could add the value of that. So for example, the total of items to this figure right here. So the number of items inside our basket. Now what we could do is try to edit our page, and for example, we don't need the prime section, so let's just delete this. Okay, and let's try to preview, and there you go. We still have this good looking user interface for our e-commerce website. And obviously we just remove the prime section right here, and what we have left is the sign in for the user. For example, we're going to display the name of the user that is currently logged in into our Amazon website or e-commerce website, and then we're trying to display the orders right here, and also the basket, shopping basket, and of course the number of items inside that particular shopping basket. So for example, we can change this. So for example, this is not basket count, this is product count. There you go. And also we need to change this in our CSS file. So product count, and then we're going to go to the home.css, header.css, and we should be replacing this basket count. Instead of basket count, we're gonna use the product count, because actually that is not basket count, it should be product count, because we're trying to count the number of products inside the basket. Okay, so from here we can try to pull the data coming from our data layer. So what we have here is the static number 2, but what we could do is try to get the value coming from our data layer. So here what we could do is deconstruct the state coming from our data layer. So that will be, for example, basket. Okay, and then later on we will be using also the users. For example, we want to know, or we want to track the user that is currently logged in, and of course again we need the dispatch right here, and the keyword use state value. Okay, and of course we can try to log the basket right here. Okay, so save, and let's try this. Use state value is not defined. We need to import that from our provider. So state provider, there you go. And so React, and we need to fresh, and we're getting this error. The console is now a function. So console.log, save, and what we could do is try to open our console and try to see the output of the basket. So where is it? Basket. Let's add a string before the basket, my basket, and then comma save, and then let's try to see the content of our basket. So currently we don't have item in our basket, so what we could do is click any of this button, add to cart or add to basket. So my basket now has one item, 1, 2, 1, 3, 1, 4, and what we could do is try to add another one. So add to basket, and there should be, you click that. Okay, so my basket, and in here still have one. Here we now have 3 items inside our basket. The same ID. We can later change this if we want to have a unique ID for each of our product inside our e-commerce website. Now, what we could use to display the number of items inside our here, I mean the figure for number of items for the basket, we can use the length, or I mean the size of our basket state or basket array that we have here. So in order for us to do that, we need to use the basket. And anyway, if you want to use different constant, you can also do that right here. But in our case right now, we can use this basket. But as I've said, if you want to use another constant for that, you can use another constant. For now, we'll just get the length, and basically we're just getting the number of items inside our basket. And if we save this, notice that we will have problems later on if we don't have items. Okay, there are cases that the basket is empty, and that's why we need a question mark right here. Okay, so basket, question mark, and that length, and this is for safety purposes. For example, the basket is equal to null or empty, so we will be getting an error if we don't have the question mark symbol right here. So if we do that, let's try to refresh our page. So currently we're having 0 items, but if we click any of the add to cart or add to basket, so it should update the number of item. There you go, and we're getting like 5. That's because we now have 5 items inside our basket. Okay, that's how the data layer of Context API provider works. Now what we could do is try to add a footer inside our website. So we have the header right here, but we don't have the footer, and let's try to copy what the actual website looks. So it looks like this, and it has a footer. Okay, so we can try to copy this. So let's create a new file inside our source folder, and then we'll name this as footer.js. And of course, in order for us to add styling to this, we can also add the footer.css file. Footer.css. There you go. And in here, we can try to add a functional component, and that will be the footer, just like what we have in our header like this. Okay, so function footer, and then open. And of course, we need to import the React from React, just like this, and then we can export export default and then the footer. Okay, so we can resize this and open our okay, so make this on the right side or paste it on the right side of our screen, and the code is on the left side. There you go. So we can see the update here in our e-commerce website. So as I've said, we're gonna be adding footer to this, so that will be from the app.js. So right here we have the header, the home, and then of course we're going to add the footer. So that will be footer. Okay, save, and we need to return something inside our footer. So what we could do is return something like this. Return, and then close this, and maybe instead of nav we're going to use div. Okay, and for now let's just display a simple string inside our footer area. So save, and there you go, we now have the footer area. So what we could do is add a class name for our footer. So this will be class name, and then we could say footer area. There you go, and we can have a similar layout to this. So for example, the footer area occupies the entire width of our screen, but what we could do is also try to like copy the style of this, like the links sits in the middle of the screen. So we can add the color. For example, let's just select the color of the footer. So this will be the first one. Let's just copy the first one. Where is it? Anyways, what we could do is just try to copy this. I think that's the right background color. Okay, so let's just copy this background color and apply that to our footer. So that will be footer.css, and we're going to target the footer area. So footer area, and then background color, and that will be this. And of course we need to set the size. Okay, for example, width is 100%, height, minimum height will be perhaps 200 pixels. Okay, so footer area, and this should be footer area. Okay, so save, and we're not getting the background of our footer, and that's because we need to add the CSS or import the CSS coming from our CSS file. So that will be import, and then footer.css. Save, and there you go, we now have the footer area that spans across the width of our screen. And of course we can set the color of the text. So for example, we're going to be using white, maybe white smoke, and save. And we now have this footer area. But as I've said, we're going to copy the way this is being laid out, the footer, where the links is aligned on the center of the screen. And maybe we can add also this particular area right here. Okay, so footer.js, what we could do is add another div right here, and this will be footer area, and then top. Okay, so copy this and apply CSS rules to this, to area top, and then we could say background color. Don't know exactly the color of that, so let's try this. Save, and we don't get the output that we want. Min height, for example, 60 pixels. Okay, footer area top, and in here we can say like for example a paragraph, back to top or something. So save, and we're getting this particular output right here. So what we could do is try to align our items. So justify content center, align items center. So save, and we could display flex. We're gonna use that, so we now have this particular output, and we could remove the footer text. So footer area, we could remove this. So back to top, and of course we need a similar background to this. So this one, this is okay. So footer area top, and this should be the background color. And oh no, it's not the same color. So let's try this one more time, and we should be getting the color. Where is it? Anyway, we could use similar color. For example, we need to have the lighter one. Color. Okay, so for example, there you go. So say or copy and paste that, and then save, and hopefully it will update. So there you go. We have the footers, back to top section, and then of course we can add the links right here below this back to top text. So what we could do is add another div into our footer area. So this will be div, and then the class name is footer area links, of course, and we can try to add, for example, right now let's just add a span right here, test, and inside our footer area footer.css we could add the CSS rules, and we could say the width of this will be, for example, 70% of the width of of our screen, and we can say margin is auto, then save. Okay, so now our one of the links that we have added, which is for now the test, is positioned somewhere like it added margins to the left portion of the screen, and later on if we add more items to this, maybe links to the right side, then it's going to add also margins to the right side. So actually we could do that. For example, let's just add to footer footer area links, and this will be another div, and this will be class name, and then footer area underscore, and then we could say link area. Okay, so actually this is not part of the functionality of the e-commerce that we want, and this is just an add-ons if you want to add a footer to your e-commerce website. So footer area, link area, and we will add here a span element, and we could copy and paste this like 4 times. 1 2 3 4, there you go. So 4 times, save, and yeah, we need content text test 1, test 2, and this will be test 3, test 4, and then save. Okay, so now what we could do is try to add CSS rules to this. So display flex, and then display the direction, or flex direction will be inline. What are the other options? Row, and then align items, center, and then justify content, we could say space evenly, and then save. And there you go, we now have areas for our footer for links, like the first one, the second, the third column, and the fourth column. So again, this is not directly part of the Amazon e-commerce website that we want, but this is just an add-on, and something if you want to add footer to your e-commerce website, you can do so. And also you can add links to this, for example, about us, careers, about our e-commerce website, and many other links that you want to add to your e-commerce website. So in the next tutorial, or in the next video, we're going to fix this particular page, because currently even if we are adding items to our basket, you still can see the items right here. So there are 3 items right here, but it says here that our basket is empty. So in the next video, we're going to fix this. And if you are excited and want to learn more about this tutorial, you can follow along this video tutorial, and of course you can subscribe to our YouTube channel. And yeah, I think that's all there is to it in this video, and see you in the next video. Thanks.